orgasmic enlightenment, where the sexual and spiritual come together. I'm Kim Anami, and I'm a holistic sex and relationship coach and a vaginal weightlifter. In this show, we explore all things intimate. I believe that our sexual energy is life force, creative energy, and we can use it to shape our worlds, strengthen our relationships, and self-actualize. I blend the most avant-garde information from neuroscience, ancient sexual practices like Tantra and Taoism, to renegade wellness modalities to show you how to create gourmet sex in your lives. Come one, come all. The 10 biggest sex scams. In my work as a sexologist and a holistic sex and relationship coach, indeed as the pioneer of the genre, I am always coming across serious myths and misinformation online about all things sexual. Some of it is truly shocking. Not only is this information completely wrong, but I would venture to say that many of these concepts and their attendant so-called remedies are massive scams. We have an epidemic of snake oil sellers these days. Join me in today's episode as we unmask some dark corners of the internet and unveil true criminals and purveyors of sex hoaxes out there. Biggest sex scam number 1. Some people can and some people can't. This also sounds like some women can have orgasms and some just can't. Or some people have a high libido and others just don't. Or some men just can't help ejaculating after 3 minutes of intercourse, even after 30 years. The cum fairy made them do it. No. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. This particular hoax is centered around the idea that pleasure, power, and healing are random, coincidental, and totally out of your control. And that by some unpredictable act of nature that is also totally out of your control, maybe you will have certain talents or weaknesses, and others may not. Easy targets for this scam are those who buy into the notion that they are victims in life and that certain people are born with privilege, i.e., some people are gifted with orgasm privilege or libido privilege, or in the case with men and stamina, not a two-pump-chump privilege. Alas, they are so wrong. Everyone has this raw material. All women can have every type of orgasm. Everyone has a high libido. All men can have sex for hours at a time. Each of these qualities may be buried underneath a series of false beliefs, that is, someone previously bought some snake oil or from past trauma. If we peel off the effects of the hoax and transform our beliefs and heal wounds, we will uncover the pure and infinite potential of each person. And then you too can make good on the Anami guarantee and enter into the Anami Well-Fucked Hall of Fame. If you ever come across an indoctrinator or sex therapist or so-called sex coach and they tell you this, run for the hills. Or better yet, run over to Anami land and we will look after you. If these people deny the fact that all women can have orgasms and every type of orgasm known to women, this is your biggest proof that they know nothing about sex or their own bodies. The whole foundation of the Anami brand philosophy is that everyone can. Everyone can heal. Everyone can orgasm. Everyone can experience deep, powerful, passionate, long-lasting love and intimacy. Everyone. This is the Anami guarantee. So if we know that everyone can, then it's just a matter of figuring out how. And that's my job, showing people how. The idea that some people just can't does not exist in my world. But it is very definitely the cornerstone of large-scale, worldwide organized crime, industries of corruption, and bogus snake oil treatments. By persuading people that they are powerless victims that couldn't possibly heal or heal themselves, that makes them into lifelong customers. By definition, then, to me, anything that tells you that you have no power, is a scam. Sex scam number 2. Periods and menopause are supposed to suck. I often say that menopausal women are the cash cow of Western snake oil medicine. Women are told that after a certain age, their bodies just don't work anymore, and they absolutely must take artificial hormones for the rest of their lives if they have any hope of ever being happy or lubricated or not wanting to kill themselves. This is seriously one of the biggest scams and pyramid schemes going. The kind of seedy ads that show up in your spam folder with bags and bags of pills. Some of these thugs and criminals involved in this scam are so violent that they even try to stick a knife in ya if you don't listen to them. They are in the organ harvesting trade. It's like hunters who have animal heads mounted on their walls, except these people have offices full of uteruses, ovaries, and prostates. It is truly macabre. These pyramid schemes start early. Teenage girls are targeted and told that they need drugs to help their acne, or they need drugs for their painful periods, or for contraception. Lies and scams. First of all, taking some kind of hoax pill that blocks your hormones isn't curing your acne or fixing your period. That's like saying that in order to fix your broken arm, someone is going to cut it off. That's just stupid. I mean, how fucking bad are you at your job? And then with the contraception idea, giving teenage girl hormone blockers is just ridiculous. You know that, right? The birth control pill does not balance hormones, as these scam artists like to tell you. It blocks them. So is it any wonder that women struggle to get pregnant after decades of being on hormone blockers, and that the rates of infertility are now 1 in 5? No shit. The hoax lie that is being sold to people as that it is somehow really, really difficult to tune into and observe physical signs in your own body. This is not true. The most effective method of birth control, statistically speaking, is through the observation of the body's signals. The issue is, for these scam artists, is that if you do observe your fertility and learn how to assess it for conception and contraception, you are no longer a customer. You no longer have a lifelong dependence on a pill and an outside authority and a WHO RE representative in a lab coat to tell you what's happening in your own body. You already know. The scam is that you don't know, or that you can't possibly know, you silly little thing. I guarantee that you can. And this is something I teach in all of my programs, because once you have that sovereignty and independence and you realize that you hold the knowledge and power of your own body, you never have to fall prey to their con artist tactics again. Anything or anyone that perpetually tells you that you have no power and something or someone else does is categorically, cataclysmically wrong. This concept is the biggest hoax there is. The only truth, the universal truth, is that you have the power in your heart, in your genitals. The greatest spiritual lie and friction challenge of this world is the idea that you don't. And then when truth is hidden from you in plain sight, for example, with the power of your sexual energy, this power source, arguably the most potent in this earthly realm, is literally at your fingertips, but how many people are cut off from it? So cut off that they allow one of these same scam artists to literally cut their sexual organs off, which we'll talk about shortly. Some people have no choice, such as infant boys when their parents ritually sacrifice their penises at birth. Others willingly do it when they sacrifice their internal organs, when the con artist told them that they had to, and they believed it. So, the truth is that women's periods are the time when a portal opens between other dimensions, and she now has easier access to the other worlds. And I talked about this last week in the period sex episode, why I love period sex. During this time, the veil is thin and it disappears. Because of this constant access to other dimensions that women have more easily and naturally than men, that power has been maligned and suppressed through the ages. Women are told that their periods are dirty and gross, when actually, at this time, a woman is more powerful than ever. She is the ultimate shaman, and she is granted this access every month. Most women don't even know this. They've bought into the hoax that periods are difficult and painful and tedious. And they are if you reject or are ignorant to the power of this time. Or if your sexual energy is so blocked that it comes out as pain during menstruation. But this time is meant to be a window for ascension. Same thing goes for menopause. Women are sold the scam that at this time they are essentially written off from being desirable and they are dried up. I will tell you right now that I have women in their 70s who are giving blowjobs to their partners all over the house, who are gushing, lubricating, and ejaculating left, right, and center. And missing calls because they are having anal sex for the first time. That's a direct situation I'm talking about. This is normal. This thematic hoax of all of these other things is the normalization of dysfunction and one of the biggest scams going. Instead of being shown the truth that periods are blissful, menopause is an initiation into shamanhood, and that giving birth is the biggest orgasm of a woman's life, we are told the opposite of all of these things by these great hoax purveyors. It's like these shitty ads that show up in your spam folder. That is the level that these scams are on. Biggest sex scam number 3. Cutting into, off, and out body parts is a good idea. As I've mentioned, some of the biggest hoaxes involve coming at you with a knife to cut into and remove things. People are sold the idea that their body parts are optional and disposable, and they are convinced to participate in these sacrificial rituals that tear their body parts from them, only to be repurposed and sold on the black market. And on a deep spiritual level, people become so dissociated and cut off from the vital energies of these organs, like, say, their uteruses or their balls, that they let it happen. Women from their 30s onward are convinced to part with their breasts, ovaries, and uteruses, and men, from their 40s and 50s, from their prostates. All of these organs are spiritual portals, helping you to create your lives with vital sexual energy and to manifest your visions and purpose in the world. Without these organs intact, this becomes not impossible, but much harder to do. And then with women, they are convinced that through this additional period scheme, they now need to take fake hormones for the rest of their lives. This may be the main reason to remove these organs, to bring women into the other dimension of the OBGYN MLM scheme of a life of pills. For men, they are targeted at birth with the, let's tell them it's for hygiene, or that God fucked up and really wants them to cut their dicks off hoax, and then they genitally mutilate infant boys. This is another huge scam. It works on multiple levels. It immediately causes a massive trauma to a boy early in his life, sometimes minutes after he is born. It dissociates him from his sexual organs, and then it connects them to the idea of pain and suffering. And the foreskin is resold with its rich stem cell content and used in various beauty products. Don't fall for this one. Sexually abusing young babies by cutting off their genitals is truly a sick action taken by gullible parents who know not what they do. They have been duped by con artists trying to convince them that genital mutilation and cutting off a baby's dick is somehow noble or healthy. Wake the fuck up.
Time to wake up, bitch, get up.
I'll pause here for a moment to say that it can be intense to recognize all of the ways in which you have been conned and lied to. Some of these con artists are so deep in the con, they don't even think they are perpetuating evil. They've truly convinced themselves that organ harvesting and genital mutilation and being a drug lord kingpin is helping people. They are sick motherfuckers, gaslighting narcissists of the highest order. When you do wake up and bust out of their spell, you propel yourself forward with your newfound knowledge that you have the power. Sex scam number 4. Aging means that everything in your body stops working. I've already touched on this with the idea of menopause, the manufactured idea of menopause. Women are convinced that nature be dum-dum and they'll need to take drugs for half of their lives because nature be dum-dum. It designed women's bodies to fail in their 40s. It always floors me when I come across people who buy into this very fabricated idea. The women in my programs glide through menopause without even a blip on the radar. You want to know why? Because they are well fucked. Your sex hormones are your master hormones. If you are getting well fucked and living a well fucked life, that energy will infuse itself into everything in your life. It elevates every part of your system. The same shtick is sold to men, that their cocks stop working, I don't know, in their 50s, and then they'll need Viagra. Nope, nope, nope. All of this is scam. I have loads of ravenous, lubricating, orgasming 70 and 80-something women and plenty of rock-solid, cock-hard men go through my programs. Yes, aging is more of a reality when people don't take good care of themselves and when they are underfucked. But it's also a mindset that people get programmed with. If you don't buy into the programming and if you are living a well-fucked life, these things are just urban myths that you never have to experience. Dry vagina? Limp cock? Yeah, you can be rock hard, wet, 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 and well-fucked for life. Check out my ageless and fit as fuck episode where I talk about my own experiences as an outlier, being in the best shape of my life and sexually flourishing. That is Ageless and Fit as Fuck, Season 6 and Episode 15 of my Orgasmic Enlightenment podcast. Sex scam number 5. Your body can't make hormones, and so you have to buy them from the local quack whore. This scam follows on the aging scam and the notion that our bodies are not self-sufficient entities but need to be chemically dependent for survival. Anyone with even a touch of critical thinking could see through this one, which justifies a lifelong prescription and reliance on your local quack whore drug dealer. Women are convinced to take HRT, men are told to supplement with testosterone, but you could just learn to build your own with your own body. I'll be doing a full episode on why HRT is useless, and I never recommend it in the coming weeks. In the meantime, suffice to say that so many of the symptoms that especially women experience in their midlife years are 1, the direct result of being underfucked. 2, the direct result of poor lifestyle choices such as diet and exercise. And number 3, buying into all of this programming, telling men and women that their lives and bodies and libidos shut down at age 45. Fuck that. I was sitting a few feet away from a woman a couple of weeks ago having a conversation about menopause. I was saying that it is a non-experience for well-fucked women. She was talking about her hot flashes, and right there in that moment as we were speaking, she had one. Her face broke out in a sweat and she had to take a moment to recover. If that is not a Pavlovian response to being programmed, I don't know what is. Check out my podcast episodes, Wet, Wet Menopause, Season 5, Episode 15, and The Myths of Menopause, Season 1, Episode 23, to start your reprogramming. Sex scam number 6. Your sex life dies after a couple of years of being together. And look, maybe it does for most people, but not in Anami land. If your sex life dies, that's because you aren't doing it right. And let's face it, most people definitely are not doing it right. They've also bought into this scam idea that nature played a dirty trick on humans to bring us together to procreate and then, whoop, pulled the rug and attraction out from under us. Again, for the average couple, this is what their experience is. But in Anami land, the norm is lifelong passionate sex, being together for 30 years and still having savage and wild sex all over the planet. Check out our recent podcast episode, 30 Years and the Sex is Hotter Than Ever, with our well-fucked all-star Jeff from our well-fucked Hall of Fame couple, Jeff and Jen. This is season 6 and episode 28. Buying into this notion enlists you into a life of hopelessness. You don't think it could ever get better because you've been told it won't. So you take your antidepressants and you watch porn to feel or not feel something, anything. Now, you can have wild passion ad infinitum. I guarantee it. Sex scam number 7. Parenthood ruins your sex life. Along similar lines, then, is the notion that after you have children, you may not have sex for months or years. Sigh. Wrong again. This hoax is complex. It's a mix of Madonna whore religious programming as well as the long-term and dramatic impacts of birth trauma, which is what most people go through these days in modern birthing practices. If your birth was not an orgasm, you did it wrong. I'm serious. Birth was meant to be orgasmic, and this is actually going to be another category in the list of sex scams. The fact that most couples birth in such a violent, invasive, and catastrophic way tells us how far we are from what nature intended and what is meant to happen. Couples spend years, if not their entire lives, recovering or not from their experiences of being birth raped, violated, and cuckolded. Most of the time, they are gaslit all the way through it, being told that this is normal. And so they don't have any space to truly acknowledge, process, and heal from it all. So what happens? The woman's birth, PTSD, manifests as postpartum depression, and they stop having sex. To go deeper into this, check out my episode, The Real Reason Couples Stop Having Sex After Children, which is season 4, episode 30. Biggest sex scam number 8. Asexuality is real, LOL. That's the full title. LOL is included in that line. This isn't even remotely a real thing. Sure, people can feel little desire for sex, but this is solely due to unhealed trauma. Nothing else. There is no legitimate condition of people being perpetually uninterested in sex. Check out my episode, Asexuality is Bullshit. Tell us what you really feel, Kim. Season 5, episode 13. Sex scam number 9. Birth is painful. This is where it all begins. The massive ritual of training women to give over all of their autonomy and power to an outside source. We are the only animal on the planet who has been convinced that the very thing crucial to our survival as a species, giving birth, is impossibly hard, torturous, and couldn't possibly be experienced without constant managing from an outside source. Total scam. Birth was meant to be the biggest orgasm of a woman's life and a time that brings the couple together stronger than ever so they are united going forward as parents. Birth is a sexual act. It is the culmination of the moment of conception and the buildup of 9 sexy as fuck months of foreplay and arousal, all leading to a giant, wild, life-changing and life-giving orgasm at the end of it all. Anything not in line with this is a scam. I have spoken extensively on the systematic effort of quack whores to infiltrate this domain of women and usurp their innate and divine power to conceive and to birth as a deeply spiritual transformation and self-actualizing experience. I am a big proponent of free birth, which means that you actually don't need any outside interferences for your pregnancy and birth. That means no testing, no monitoring, no tools, devices, machines. Relying on these things deprives you of the spiritual metal that you would otherwise grow as a result of walking through this portal on your own. The only acceptable midwives are dolphins, as you can hear about in the episode Wild Birth, Conscious and Orgasmic, Season 2, Episode 32. I have an amazing library of orgasmic and free birth content on the podcast, like 6 years worth, that you can check out, as well as my whole Sexy Mama salon for all things ecstatic pregnancy and orgasmic birth. Sex scam number 10. Life and your body are painful and kind of a mistake and disaster waiting to happen, and you will only sometimes ever maybe be happy if you manage them with pills forever and ever. This is a blanket summary of anything that tells you that you have no power and you have to be reliant on some outside source, person, pill, or knife. All of these scams have built within them a narrative that is selling you the idea that you cannot heal yourself, and something outside of you that you will likely be dependent on forever and ever, quite the MLM business model, can. I have addressed this idea in so many episodes because my work is the exact opposite of this. I am into permanent and root cause healing, and teaching you how to find all of this power and these pathways within. All of my salons show you the way, and then you are good to go. Check out the episodes Real Cures versus Obsolete OBGYNs, Season 1, Episode 39, and one that I just did recently, Reproductive Rights on the Line, Season 6, Episode 30. The bottom line is be careful out there. There are a lot of unscrupulous scam artists around just lurking about, wanting to inject you with their unproven snake oil or trying to make you swallow it. Swallow each other's cum instead. It is much better for you. Thank you so much for listening. Subscribe to the podcast, leave a review, and send somebody else the gift of a multi-orgasmic and transformational love life by sharing this episode with them. If you'd like to go deeper into all things orgasms, sign up for my free Orgasmopedia series, where you'll learn about 9 different types of orgasms everyone can have. Go to kimanami.com and you'll see the sign up there. Come one, come all.